Onto the story now. The Safe Citizen campaign has raised its concern following allegations made at the Zondo Commission of Inquiry about the distribution of guns. The Commission has heard that the State Security Agency unlawfully gave guns to non-members. Jonathan Deal from Safe Citizen campaign joins me now live. Thank you very much, Mr. Deal, for your time here on ENC. Of course, those revelations at the State Capture Commission of Inquiry earlier this week raising eyebrows about state security, the State Security Agency giving guns to non-members. How dangerous is this revelation if it's true?
Matsefo, good morning to you and thanks for having me on your show. Just at the outset, please, I'd like to clarify that Safe Citizen is a civil rights organization focused on community safety and security. And although we're convinced that a lawfully armed citizen enhances the security of a community and the safety of a community, it's not all about firearms. We are completely apolitical and we don't speak for any other organization. Now that I've clarified that, I think that I'd like to say to you that what is of great concern to us is that on the one hand, private firearm owners are pushed to the wall in terms of legislation. Yet for the state, there seems to be very little accountability about lost firearms. And now, in these latest revelations in front of the Zondo Commission, it appears that at the highest level of our law enforcement and state security apparatus, firearms are just simply being doled out to people that have got absolutely no standing to be in possession of them. And that is an absolutely shocking revelation within the context of safety and security in this country.
Of course, we know that the amnesty period to have all South Africans hand in their unlicensed firearms to the police ends tomorrow. That period ends tomorrow. After that, you would get into trouble. Now, Safe Citizens, as you said, the campaign is actually out there to advocate for the safety of South Africans. Now, according to you, are guns used mostly in crime, as the police have been saying that it's mostly guns that are used in violent crimes in South Africa?
Absolutely not. And I'd like to point out to you something that is always hotly contested in debates around the world, but which is a simple and inescapable fact. And that is that a person that has evil intentions, if they're unable to access a firearm to carry out whatever they plan to do, they will use any other weapon or method that they can get their hands on. And I very frequently like to refer to the incident in France about 4 years ago, around about New Year's Eve, when somebody drove a truck into a crowd of holidaymakers, killing 83 people and sending more than another 450 to hospital. And increasingly, vehicles and other tools and methods are being used to murder people where they cannot get their hands on firearms. So trying to regulate firearms out of private hands is really a nonsensical issue, especially in a country like South Africa, Matsefo, where in 2018 our Minister of Police told our parliament, it's like we're living in a war zone, but we're not at war. And he was referring, of course, to the statistics of between 50 and 60 people murdered in this country every day by criminals, not private gun owners.
Now, would you agree with what the police are saying in terms of, the amnesty period and bringing back the firearms? 46,000, they say, have already been brought to the police during this year's period of amnesty. Would you agree with the police saying that returning these firearms will actually reduce our crime?
I cannot support that notion for even an instant. And in fact, of the 23,776 firearms that were recovered in the current amnesty, more than 20,000 of those owners have already applied for relicensing. So in effect, those firearms are not going to be taken away from those owners. And the chances of a criminal who's used a firearm in a crime, which the amnesty, by the way, does not excuse him for, walking into a police station saying, here's a firearm that I've used in the commission of a crime, will you please accept it, are absolutely zero. And the previous amnesties have proven that as well.
All right. I just want to go back to what we heard at the State Capture Commission of Inquiry. Will your campaign or your organization probably want to apply for anything legally against the Security Agency for this revelation?
Look, under no circumstances do we intend to get involved in something like that. I think that it's been already revealed at a very high level in our country, and I would be completely surprised if the present administration doesn't move to ensure not only a very thorough investigation, but that the criminals that have been involved in handing out firearms to other criminals who received them are going to be locked up and put away.
All right, thank you very much. That is, of course, Jonathan Deal.